Hello everyone and welcome back to the Rachelle Anne Miller YouTube channel. Today I have a Happy Meal card to share with you, or a birthday card featuring the dragon digital stamp by Rachelle Anne Miller. This dragon can be found in the boy themed digital stamps, which is really great to have kind of a guide. I actually went on the site by Rachelle Anne Miller to look for some digital stamps that I could use for some specific birthdays, and I have two birthday boys in June. Those are my tiny neighbors, and one of them is turning 2, the other one turning 1. And I actually went looking for a particular digital stamp for them on the site. Now both of them are really into dinos and dragons, so I ended up taking this one for the oldest one. He's turning 2, and next month probably I'm hoping to color it, but next month I'm hoping to share another kind of dragon card, birthday card theme with you here on this YouTube channel. That will be for the brother. I have already printed the image. I just need to color it and turn it into a card. But I cannot wait to get started on that because it's a really cute digital stamp. And I just think that it's really handy that there are categories where you can go into. Of course, you can still create a card out of the theme, but in my case I needed some digital stamps for 2 boys, so what better way to find them than to check in that category, and this way I just had immediately a big variety of possibilities. So for the coloring of this dragon, as you can see, I'm going for kind of a pinkish color. I actually figured this combination out while I was trying to find a combination for Piglet. So I was really in love with this combination. Also the darkest marker, the R56, is one that I got for my birthday for my brother, so I really wanted to use it, and it turned out really great. Now to give this a bit of a twist, I added E93, I think. Yes, E93. It's kind of an orangey pinkish color. You wouldn't really, well, I wasn't really prepared for it because it's an earth marker, so you would think browns, but I really love this E93, and I'm really glad that it works this great with the combination that I already had in mind. Now the dragon is the largest element of this image. I am going to limit the amount of markers on all of the other parts because the little boy, well, he's little, so I didn't have to have like 5 markers for one combination. Here the leash is going dark brown because, well, and 1 marker because it's really fine and it doesn't need any more markers than that. Also, I went over it with, of course, one of my markers to get my blend for the dragon, so this way that covers everything up. Now for the skin, normally my go-to combination is E13, 11, 01, and 00, but as I said, he's so tiny, with 3 markers I had enough. For the hair, I have 3 brown markers, and I will also reuse that brown on the shoes and on the shirt. And the pants here, they are blue, but only 2 markers. It's just really small. You can go in with multiple markers, but does the effect really show? That's the question. So that's why I limit depending on the size of the image that I'm coloring. Also, I can add more than 3 markers or 4 markers to bigger images. That all depends. So I'm just going to fix some mistakes, and later on, wherever there is still some color shining through, I am using my white Jelly Roll pen to fix that as well. Concerning white Jelly Roll pen details, I'm just adding them to the eyes, and I'm also going over like these things, I don't know the name of it, horns, no clue, and that's how limited it is, and then later on a bit of fixing tiny mistakes. And then we can continue with like the sentiment. As you probably already know, whenever I create a card, it's just important for me to know which images I want to use. or which image I want to use, and then I make sure that it fits on an A2 size panel because I prefer making those cards. It's better for the envelopes and such. But then concerning the design later on or the sentiment, it's always kind of an ongoing battle while I'm creating. I ended up taking these Sending You Hugs by My Favorite Things, and I die cut only the hugs out. I'm going to use my markers to create the same gradient as I did for the combination of the dragon, and I just adhered it on some purple tape, really low tech tape, to keep it kind of in place and to kind of see that I have my gradient the same length throughout the sentiment. So as well as with the image, I'm just doing 2 layers to get the blend that I want. Really simple. Next, I'm going to die cut the panel with the dragon out using the basic rectangles by Mama Elephant to create just the perfect A2 sized panel, and then I will adhere everything on top of a card base together and finish it off. So it's a really simple card. Also, the process is just figuring out of course, your design, the colors that you want to use. For the sentiment, you can also use a complete sentiment depending on whether you have enough space for it or not. You can make a shaker, you can use some colored cardstock, pattern paper, anything goes. But I find it always nice and clean and simple whenever I can reuse colors. I also do that within the coloring normally. So in this case, the sentiment, it worked great. Now I have lined up my dragon a bit more towards the right of my panel, and so I wanted to do the same thing with the hugs but on the left side, so that I kind of have the same white space on the left and on the right side. So that's what I'm doing here, and to have it completely straight, I actually drew in some lines underneath the negative of this die cut hugs to guide me to keep it in place. I love the spacing of this die itself, so I wanted to preserve that, and that's why I'm using that negative. You can also add the sentiment a bit wonky or just eyeball it or use the spacing that you prefer if it's not the how it was intended, just to you. And I'm using some liquid glue to inlay all of the pieces. There we go. Then I'm removing that negative. I still have to remove the die as well from the basic rectangles. And then I will put something heavy on top of the hugs just to make sure that it's really adhered well. To adhere this panel on my card base, I'm using some Prit adhesive roller, and then I will finish off the card while first fixing some mistakes with my white jelly roll pen, as I said earlier, and then I will add some stickles, stardust on top of the hugs. I'm not going to cover the complete sentiment, just the top of each letter. Something that I also like to do is to add glossy accents all over the sentiment, but that I'm not doing today. You can also mix things up, and you can add stickles on the top or anywhere you want to, and then afterwards, or even while it's still drying, add glossy accents on top around it to have everything really glossy. But this is my card for today. I hope that it could inspire you. I really had fun creating this card, and so I hope that you saw that. Thank you so much for being here, for all the support, and I wish you all an incredible day. Bye!